Before I answer the last questions, I just have to say one thing. Tonight, I ordered the Dazzle. It is on the way, and I can begin to start recording. I can start to put together English sentences. Soon I will be able to do a Let's Play. The equipment is on the way. With that bit of excitement, let's get back to the questions.
What if Eevee was in SSB4 and evolved with the final smash?
From what I understand, what they're saying is that you would cycle through the different evolutions every time you get the Smash Ball. I have reservations about this. I think it's really, really convoluted. I think with all the different forms, it's not really convenient. It's not really economical. It's a lot of Smash Balls for not much payoff. And it's generally not a very exciting way to do the character. If somebody can find a way to work a bunch of evolutions into the same character in a economical, fun to play as fashion, that'd be really cool. I'm not gonna lie. If somebody could do an Eevee with all of its evolutions and work it into an actual good moveset, I would be all over it. But yeah, with the final Smash, no. I think it's too convoluted and difficult. I mean, the whole Zero Suit Samus thing was already a little bit pushing it just with the whole, oh, she turns back into Samus. But no, I think Eevee, no. Not that way, anyways.
Besides SSB4, what games are you looking forward to?
I am going into cardiac arrest because Skyward Sword comes out in New York tomorrow and everywhere else on Sunday. So I am in the place where I could get the game a day before everybody else in America. And I can't get it. See, now that I'm in college, I don't really have the money to buy new games. I hear a lot about it. I play a lot over the summer and over Christmas and breaks and such when my friends get them, but I can't really afford to. I asked for Skyward Sword for Christmas. That's a whole month after it comes out. Oh god, I'm gonna die of anxiety, I swear to god. Other than that, I'm excited for Metal Gear Solid 5. I'm actually excited for the new Kid Icarus game. That'd be really cool. I'm excited for Final Fantasy 13 versus 13, whatever it is. I played 13 and I liked it, but I no, there were some things I had that I thought were wrong with it. But I liked a lot of the characters, and I'm interested to see if they can fix some of the issues, you know? So I'm looking forward to seeing more of that world. Other than that, really excited for the new Fire Emblem game. I might actually get it because I have my DS. So,
What 5 characters would you most like to see in SSB4?
going off of what I want to play as, Geno, Tingle, Mega Man, Fawful, and Dark Matter. Yeah.
What would you like to see happen in future Zelda games?
I'd like to see some of the races that have disappeared. For example, we haven't really seen Deku in a long time. We haven't seen Kokiri, since Ocarina of Time. We haven't seen Minish except for Minish Cap. And it'd be kind of interesting to see more of those species, races, I should say, mix, you know? Especially because, I mean, you figure Deku used to be pretty big, didn't they? But then you think about it, they weren't in that many games. They were just in so many influential games that they were, real big. So I'd like to see some of the races return that we haven't seen for a while. I'd really like to see them use Pegasus boots in a 3D game just to see how they do it. I would love for them to bring back Tingle, but that's just me and nobody else in America. I'd really like to see the medallions come back from Link to the Past. Oh, they were such great items, but they never used them afterwards.
Where do you think the Metal Gear series will go from here?
I honestly don't even want to touch this one. Metal Gear's plot is so complex that I don't even want to pretend that I can begin to, come up with good ideas for it myself. I just stand there in awe of what they craft. I also haven't had a chance to play all the Metal Gear games. I'm going to play Metal Gear Solid 4 over winter break. That's my plan. My cousin has it, so I'm gonna jack that. And then I'll finally be able to fill in, because I hate reading spoilers. At least for games that I actually care about story-wise. Mario games I'll read, whatever. But, like, Metal Gear Solid, Zelda, I will no spoilers. I haven't gotten to play Peace Walker either, because I don't have a PSP. I'm not going to spend money on it for one game either. I'd really like to see them just keep doing what they've been doing, just exploring all sorts of themes, all these philosophies, and all these human condition problems with really good gameplay.
What was the first game you ever played?
That would be either Sonic the Hedgehog for the Genesis or Link to the Past for the Super Nintendo. I can't really tell. I mean, we had a loud people. Everybody's drunk. We had a lot. We had a Genesis and Super Nintendo growing up. Um, so I mean, like my actual, I don't know if I actually have memory of the first time I played something. I do remember I grew up playing Sonic the Hedgehog. I actually grew up playing an Atari too. I think we actually had E.T. I don't know how I made it out okay. So your answer is something on the Atari or Genesis or Super Nintendo. I wish I could be more specific. I'm sorry.
What did you think of the PlayStation consoles upon their release?
Funny story, I never actually got any of them on release. I didn't get a PlayStation until after the PlayStation 2 had come out, and I didn't get a PS2 until after the PS3 had come out, when they were really, really cheap. I can tell you what I think of them, though. The PlayStation was a solid console. Controls were a little bit awkward for the most part. Most games that I played on it had awkward controls. Didn't really match up to the GameCube's controls for me. The PlayStation 2 was a significant step up. It was a really solid system. Had a very good lineup of games. They had several memorable third-party series on the PS2. With the PS3, I honestly think it blows the 360 out of the water. I feel like the internet is a lot better. The fact that it's free, the fact that yeah, I honestly prefer the PS3 to the 360. I don't have one, my cousin does, but yeah, that's generally what I think. They've all had pretty good games for them. Sony has really good third-party support. They haven't had really anything going first-party, though. I don't feel like it hit its stride until the PS2, and it's continued through the PS3.
What are your thoughts on the Zelda timeline?
There was a split, and I cannot get more specific than that, because if I do, it turns into a big argument where nobody can really prove anything, and it just turns into a bunch of shouting, and it's basically like discussing religion, and I don't really want to get into that about Zelda.
What are the odds of a Donkey Kong Jungle Beat 2?
I would say that due to the popularity and success of the first game, it's pretty likely they'll make a sequel eventually. I just don't know when they'll eventually get around to it. With Donkey Kong, they tend to do their games very randomly. There typically isn't much of an order to the way they do things. I mean, they did Donkey Kong Returns out of nowhere, but they've never really touched on DK64 at all since that came out. So, yeah, who knows? I'm sure there will be one. I just have no idea when.
How many games of each Smash franchise have you played?
Okay, this took a while to add up, but Mario at least 25, all Zelda, 6 Metroid, every Pokemon generation except for 3, and I'm starting 5 right now. 4 Star Fox, 6 Kirby, 1 F-Zero, all the Pikmin games so far, 7 Donkey Kong, 3 Yoshi, 3 Wario, 5 Fire Emblem, 1 Kid Icarus, 1 Ice Climbers, 2 collections of Game & Watch games, 2 Punch-Outs, no Earthbounds yet. I'm wanting to fix that. 11 Sonic games and 3 Metal Gear games. I think that's all the franchises.
Do you like Banjo-Kazooie?
You know, I never really got into it. I had it. I think the circumstances just never lined up to where I liked playing it. I think I might have been too young, actually, and I think I was actually turned away by the difficulty somewhat, and I think I actually got scared of it a little bit. Can't remember why, but yeah, I never got very far in it, and it just didn't hold my interest enough to keep playing it. If I was older, I probably would have kept playing it, honestly. I think just circumstances didn't line up right, and I never really got into it. I've heard a lot of good things about it, though. I should look into it.
Is Skyward Sword better than Ocarina or Skyrim, and will it be Game of the Year?
I haven't played Skyward Sword, so I can't say if it's better than Ocarina of Time, or Skyrim either, I guess, but I'm way more excited for Skyward Sword than I am for Skyrim. Mostly because it's just my style of game. Will it get Game of the Year? I think it's likely. I think it's the Nintendo game most likely to get it. It depends how well the other games perform. I know that Skyrim is supposed to be really good, so that could be up there. I think it has a fair shot. I think it's definitely going to be the Wii Game of the Year, possibly Nintendo's Game of the Year for as a whole, handhelds and console. Whether it's going to beat out some of the 360 and PS3 releases, I don't know.
What state do you live in, and what is your political affiliation?
I live in New York, and I'm a fiscal conservative lifestyle liberal. Why?
Who are your favorite Smash characters? One from each game.
From the originals, Link. From Melee, Marth. And from Brawl, Olimar or Snake. Let's see. Let's pick one. Let's go with Olimar.
What got you into the Smash Brothers games?
Honestly, it was the chance to play as a bunch of my favorite characters. I'm not a huge fighting game person, and I still don't really play any fighting games other than Smash. Um, the gameplay was really solid. It was a lot of fun. It was addictive. It was simple, but it was hard to get really good at. It was really fun to play with friends. It had a very easy multiplayer mode. Um, yeah, I think that was basically it. In terms of getting really into it, when I actually started making friends and had people to play with, it became a lot more fun. Actually, with Melee's when I really started getting into it. And then with Pizza Dude Man Guy, obviously, when Brawl came out. I actually went to the midnight release of Brawl with him. Um, so it kind of picks up over the years. I was still into the original, and then with Melee, it just really picked up, and I was sold.
What are your top 3 Pokemon?
Growlithe, Charmander, and Blastoise.
What's your least favorite Pokemon?
If I had to pick one, probably Tentacool. I just don't like them. They're annoying. They're worse than Zubats for me because they can actually do more to you than a Zubat can. They're just all over and yet they're still not that useful when you actually have one. I guess if you raise it up to be a Tentacruel, it can be pretty good. Tentacruels are just annoying, man. I'm so glad they don't actually exist.
What's your least favorite game series?
Aside from things like, Cooking Mama and Imagine Babysitter and stuff like that, I'd probably go with Dynasty Warriors. I mean, I think the reason I dislike it so much is because I actually like the gameplay for the most part. I like the concept and the idea, but they waste it. And with every new game, they never improve. They just make it slightly bigger so there's even more stuff to waste your time on. But it's like they never give it the respect that it deserves and actually make it work. Even though the potential is so fantastic, it just feels like a wasted game to me, and it stinks because I love the idea of an open battlefield like that, but they're just so lazy. It's a shame, really.
Do you like pie?
Do you like breathing?
Can you do a barrel roll? What retro franchise would you like most to see revived?
Honestly, I would really like to see a new Ice Climbers game. I mean, with the way that games have evolved since, the original Nintendo days, there's so much more you could do with the gameplay. Like, the climbing the mountains could become so epic now. Uh, so many possibilities. And there's no real games out there like it. There's no game built around scaling a mountain. And I think if you took the Ice Climbers formula, added a few more things to make it, less of an arcade sort of game and more of an adventure, it could be a really cool game. I would actually like to see a reboot of it. That'd be pretty cool. Well, guys, that wraps up the 64 questions. It was a lot of fun doing this, actually. I hope this was entertaining or informative. It's always weird doing these things because it's like, you never seem interesting to yourself. I mean, that's just the way that everybody is because, you spend all your life with yourself, so you already know everything, and it's kind of, tra-la-la, boring. But, yeah, I don't know. It was fun to do this. You guys had some questions that I wasn't expecting. Some things that I hadn't really thought about. So, yeah, that was fun. It was a good experience. I'm happy I did this, and I actually have 66 subscribers now. So, thank you for that. Really, though, the support that I've found in you guys has been pretty awesome. I've made $20 off of YouTube just in the last 2 weeks, by the way, which has paid for almost the entire Dazzle, which I just ordered, by the way. So that really helped out, and that means that soon I'll be doing a Metal Gear Let's Play. And I plan to do other Let's Plays, too, not just Metal Gear Solid. And stuff when I'm back home, so, hey, maybe we'll have Pizza Dude Man Guy participate, too, over break or something, who knows. So, yeah, I'm excited. People have been suggesting that I do more top tens and such. I might. It really depends on if I feel like I need to do something. I really think it's time to put on more acting stuff. The improv group has just had a pretty big realization, actually. On Monday, we're having a Thanksgiving special show before we go to break and everything. But we have found a place to do shows outside of the school at the pit. So if any of you are in New York and you want to come see our show, just let me know. It won't be till January, but it'd be really cool actually if somebody was in the area and wanted to come by and see us. That'd be really interesting actually. So yeah, that's it for now. I'll probably post an update soon. Just doing a video about the experience of making a film, if that interests any of you. Other than that, I'll just be making videos based on what I feel. If you guys have something you want to see, send me a message, and I'll think about it. Yeah. I'm still trying to find another rubric to do videos by, like I did with Smash Talk. But it's been really cool doing this. Thanks for watching, guys.